do you think you would have had the same success if you only came at content like from the positive male like enforcement aspect?
That's a good question as well. And Joe Rogan said this, and he was quite right. He said, like, if I would have stuck to the male positivity and avoided anything that could be deemed misogynistic, I could have done better on the longer term. I agree with that. But I also think that relationships between men and women are such a large part of being a man and the male experience. And I also think that nearly every man, no matter who you are, whether all of us sitting here or everyone watching at home, has had a fairly similar life path. We've all grown up, fell in love with that bitch in school. She wouldn't fuck, she fucked someone else, fell in love with her first girlfriend, she cheated, heartbroken, whatever. We've all had a similar story, right? So we all have an affinity to it. And I think that your relationship with women as a man is one of the most important things you're going to go through in your life. If you look at a man who's truly content and truly happy, he has a good relationship with women. And if you ever look at a man who's miserable, he might have all the money in the world, but his wife doesn't like him and he's miserable anyway.
Women in general or one woman?
No, but I'm saying it's such an important part of the masculine experience. It's hard to talk about positivity and masculine values and how to approach life and never mention relationships with women ever.
So have you been through something like that with a woman?
No, everyone's had like girlfriends they broke up with and missed. And do
you have any specific stories of yours in your love life that kind of like showed you that?
No, I don't have anything that's I don't think is outstanding or any different than anyone else has.
Yeah, I understand.
Do you know what I mean?
So you think talking about that stuff, that type of content, was just so important because everyone has dealt with that kind of stuff?
I think it is. I mean, like another thing I do is I react to a lot of the questions I'm asked, and I can say that 80 to 90% of the questions people ask me, whether it's a super chat or it's a Q&A or if it's live, is related to in some way a chick.
Yeah.
Like 80% of the questions are, my bitch doesn't like me anymore. Why? And I'm like, because you're a fucking loser. And I have to give them the answer.
But do you give them advice on how to change it?
Yeah, yes, I do. I tell them the truth.
How do you define a loser though? Just like a bum?
My basic message, which has been largely misunderstood, is people always sit and say, Tate says all these crazy things about girls and da-da-da. And I say that I can only speak from my experience and I am not naive. I understand that I'm living a very unique masculine experience and it's a top tier one. Mm-hmm. And I can't imagine living life as a man any other way. And as a man, you need to get up and work hard and become a top tier male or your life's going to suck. That's basically what my message is. When Joe Schmo comes and says, I'm Joe Schmo, I'm not you, what do I do? And I say, I don't know, because if your bitch will fuck Joe Schmo, then that means Joe Schmo's your competition. Now you got to worry about the guy in KFC, bruv. Like she'll fuck anybody because she's fucking you and you're a loser. So you got to stop being a loser and get a bitch who doesn't fuck losers. So what do you want me to do? And that's my basic message. But you can't avoid that whole topic, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
And then you know, even just what I said there, they're going to take it, chop it up, say he said this about women, fuck losers, and they're going to come at me with it. I'm not attacking women. I think that women are amazing, beautiful creatures, which are better at a lot of things than men are. However, in certain scenarios where there's high pressure in the result of an unfortunate circumstance, I think that men are calmer under pressure. So I would prefer to have a male pilot.
What do you think about a stay-at-home dad and the wife works?
I think if that makes him happy and they're a happy couple, then that's what they should do. I can also sit here and say that I don't think that will be a happy couple dynamic for very long. I don't think it will last long. That's my personal view. When I comment on that, I'm not saying that people shouldn't do that if that makes them happy, whether it's the man or the woman. Everyone should live and do whatever makes them happy. I'm saying that I don't think that relationship will last long because I don't think a woman would be happy providing for a man on the long term. Mm-hmm. That's my personal view. I'll say that some people sit there and go, that's misogynist. Some women work hard. I'm not saying some women don't work hard. I'm not saying that some couples won't work. I'm talking about as a generalization. In general, I think that couple dynamic, I don't see that working in the long term. That's my personal view. Sorry, world. Attack me. Cancel me again.
What really makes you happy now? Right now?
Hanging with your boys is the funnest thing to do, though.
Huh?
Hanging with your boys is the funnest thing to do.
Yeah.
No matter how much money you have, it's still always going to be the funnest
always
thing.
The best.
There's nothing else to do.
I agree.
Hanging with your boys and talking shit and laughing is always going to be the peak human experience.
Yeah, well, once you have it all, like, where do you go from that? Like, you get more.
How many close boys do you have?
Yeah.
Like you, Tristan, who else?
2, 3. Hanging with your boys is always going to be the peak thing. It doesn't matter if I have $100 million or I have $10. I'll be still sitting with Tristan laughing. That's always going to be the funnest thing.
Have you guys been like that since you were born?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that taught to you, or it's just like a bond?
It was semi-taught to us. We tried to fight when we were a kid, and our dad wouldn't have it. So he was like, "No, the world's out to get you boys. You're on the same team."
I think there's a lot of people that don't understand the importance of like getting along with your relatives, and that's something that you guys show. I think people envy.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you have a brother, the idea is that you make your best friend possible out of him, right? Why else would you have a brother? In my experience, I have a lot of guys who come and say, "I'm not as close with my brother as you and Tristan. I want to be as close." Why are we not as close as you and your brother are? And 95% of the time, the answer is because of chicks. Because you have two brothers growing up. They hit puberty, whatever. They both get different girlfriends. They move in with their girl, or their girl doesn't like them rolling with their brother because they're always out doing man shit. And their girl slightly isolates them to a degree, or their chick doesn't like his chick, or whatever. There's some chick involvement. So if you want to truly have a close relationship with your brother or your friends, you need to have a relationship with them where you sit and say, all right, cool. Me and Tristan have done this multiple times. We've had girls sit there and go, I don't like your brother. That's a problem, because if it gets anywhere near a decision, you're going to lose. So you either like him right away or just fuck off. But most people won't do that. Most people will be like, well, why? Well, yeah, he was a bit rude to you, I guess. Okay, we won't go over there tonight. Please suck me off. And then it all falls apart. You have to make a choice.
That is very true.
It's true, bro. You have to make a choice. You have to make a decision. And we always made the decision to put our brotherhood above everything else.
Point. I never thought about that.
And it ties into lots of things. It also ties into economics. I've said this story before, but I'll say it again. When I was growing up in Luton in England, which is a highly Islamic town, there's lots of Muslims who live there. I was friends with some Muslim guys in college, and they used to laugh at me all the time. One of them was like 19, worked in Tesco and had a Ferrari. I was like, bro, how do you have a Ferrari when you work I think he worked in a chicken and chip shop. He worked in like a fast food restaurant and had a Ferrari. I was like, how do you have a Ferrari when you work in a fast food restaurant? He said, because I got 9 brothers and we all work together and we share the car. I was like, okay, but why do you share the car? He said, no, you don't understand. I won't use the racial slurs, but he was like, you people, there's you and your 3 brothers. You all grow up, you all decide to get with your girl, you all go pay different rents, you all disappear, all your money gets spread out now, you're taking your girl on holiday and paying a different rents, and you're all separate. Me and my 9 brothers live in one big house. If we meet a woman, she moves into the house. The men are all focused on making money, the women are all looking after us, cooking, cleaning. You got 9 men in the same house trying to pool their incomes. That's why we own the houses you rent from us. It's different. Brotherhood first. It's different. You people don't think that way. You fall in love. You fall in love with some bitch and you run off. You go pay her rent.
Sure.
It's like a different mentality, and that's why they win.